Hey guys, this is Grace and welcome to another process video. We are still going through my scrap series, and it's also a combination with the theme of grids. So this time I'm working with a 9-grid design, and I just showed you that I used an Avery L. I think it's meant for pocket scrapbooking, and it's 3x4 die cut, and there is a piece with the die cut where you can actually create frames, and so that's what I did with my scraps of paper. I created frames with it. I ran some pattern papers that I thought would go well together, and then so I have a negative, which is the frame, and then the positive, which is the inside block of the cut pieces. And so I am going to combine that with these 3x4 photos to create my 9-grid. So with these photos, they are mostly horizontal, sorry, but I do have one vertical, and so instead of them all going one direction, I'm kind of flipping them so that they will all fit in my 12x12 canvas. So when you don't have a perfect square grid, you can always do this, and there will still be a kind of unified design to your page. So I'm just kind of putting things together, auditioning which ones would go best together, and then my title will be part of it will be sweet, and I think I title it Sweet Time. Can't remember, it's been a while since I've created this layout, but that sweet is cut out with my electronic die cut machine, which is a Cameo, and I love calligraphy fonts. I love the effect of it on a layout or on a piece of canvas. And what I do is I actually look for calligraphy fonts from thefont.com, and it is free to download those. And basically there are like fonts that you can use for Word documents and things like that, but you can also download it into your electronic die cut machine software. I'm not really tech savvy in that regard. I always Google or YouTube something if I want a tutorial, so you can always do that as well. But anyways, if you're interested in that specific font, it is the Buttercup font. So I am just loving that right now. And what I do is I pick out some generic words that I think would be useful for any sorts of layouts, and then I cut them. Usually with black and white, maybe brown sometimes, but something that is again very general and generic, so I could use it for layouts, because I don't really cut for a specific layout. I just kind of do mass cutting and then kind of figure it out how I can incorporate that on layouts as I go. And then as I am creating my frames, I am adhering it to the photos, but because the corners of the frames are rounded, I am rounding my corners as well for my photos, and I'm just using a Creative Memories corner rounder for that. So here are the photos, and as you can see, this is a design that's perfect for multi-photo layouts. I was able to fit in 6 photos for this particular page, which is really something. Now that sweet, or that summer, I should say, the flower accent, that is a handmade embellishment that I created just by layering some pattern papers together and a rhinestone, and I've had that for a long time, so I'm just kind of pulling that together. I did this. There was one time I was into this kick of making pre-made embellishments, and it was fun, but really honestly I found myself that I need to be creating, if I want to make embellishments, I need to create it as I go with my layouts. I can't mass produce embellishments because I don't know, if sometimes I'm like, it's not gonna fit with my existing plan for a specific layout, or the colors are not quite right, so it just doesn't work out. Thankfully with this one, it blended well, but I've had that handmade embellishment for at least over a year before I'm able to use it. So for me, it's not efficient for me to sit down and make handmade embellishments just because I don't ever use them. So those are just my thoughts. You can definitely do, make handmade embellishments in your spare time, or make time for it for later use if that's the kind of scrapper you are. But I've just noticed, for me, I tried it and it just doesn't work with my kind of process. So that's that. Now I am filling up that block with my strips of journaling. I had pre-printed my journaling with just using a Word document. I do mass typing and mass printing with my journaling as well. I find that makes it more efficient and faster for me to create something, because then I can know where to incorporate the journaling. And also, when I'm done with this layout, after everything is said and done, I will stamp the date later on, but for the most part this is done. Because before, what I would do is I would create the layout and then I would save some room to add journaling later, and I would do a mass typing of journaling and adding it to a finished layout. And sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't, because sometimes the space that I had provided is not enough for the words that I have to say. And so sometimes that bums me out, because scrapbooking for me is a combination of pictures and also journaling. So that's what I've been doing now, and it's been working. So these little tiny stickers are my mind's eye. Again, these are some products that just been sitting on my table, because I've been using them in the other layouts that I've created for this particular series. So you're gonna see me kind of recycle some products over and over again with these layouts that I'm creating. And so I think that's done. I am going to add the black rhinestones because I have them on my table, and that is my page. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave it in the comment section below. Otherwise, I will see you on the next layout. Bye guys.